Welcome back to the Keep Going podcast with Vin Kennedy. I'm your host, Vin Kennedy. Today, we have a super special guest.
Yeah, super special.
This is Nick. Nick was, I think you were on episode 2.
Nah, later than that. I
Later?
think I was the second guest,
Okay.
but because we did a couple solos before, you did a
True.
couple solos before that.
True. So, Nick is the show, you know? I mean, without Nick.
Other than the Zoom calls,
yeah.
you
But
kind of handle
still,
them.
though.
I edit them, but
Without Nick, none of this happens. So Nick,
sorry, you guys. It's
Yeah.
my fault that you have to hear him all the time.
literally. So I think you want to just kick it off, say a little bit about yourself.
I already did that in the other episode.
Yeah, but refresh them. You
All
got
right.
more going on. You got a lot of different stuff going on now.
Yeah, I do. Right now I'm actually in album mode, so
Yeah.
I'm working on a new album with an artist that I work with from Queens.
Yeah.
I have a kind of like a podcasting business at this point. A couple clients,
Absolutely.
working with a couple different people, mortgage company. That's pretty much it, man. Just
Stone Fit?
yeah, I'm working with StoneFit. I'm working with Kevin because you guys had that interview, and then
Yeah.
he was just like, "Fuck it, I want to start one." So
Absolutely.
I'm working with StoneFit, working with Kevin, working with a mortgage company. Got a couple other clients that use me for just reels or whatever like that. So yeah, I'm just like heavily, video editing. Like my eyes are just burning at this point.
It's
editing,
so cool, though, because it's self-taught. I think that's like
Yeah.
the coolest takeaway from it.
Yeah, just like, I started that retro gaming channel, which you've actually, you already know, you've been on it. And,
Yeah.
I just learned so much from video editing on YouTube that I was just like, fuck it. Like, I mean, not saying that podcasts are easier to edit, but like, it's not as labor intensive than
Right.
like doing all these other edits on.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, I just learned the software on my own and
But even the gaming
growing a
channel, I mean, you
business.
guys went from like 0 in October of 2021?
we started November 1st of 2021 because last year was a full year at 2022 and now it's like
A little-
technically
yeah.
into the new year, but
Right.
it's like one full year. I think November of 2022 we were around like 140, 150K. Now we're at 215, something like that.
I feel like I
Just
looked,
chugging.
yeah, like a couple months ago, I looked at it, it was like 160, and I looked like probably yesterday, and yeah, you were
Yeah.
like,
TikTok is weird, man. Like a lot of these companies are very weird with how they decide to push your content.
yeah,
Just from me posting 3 times a day for this past year consistently, you'll try and do something new and it just won't hit.
yeah,
And then like something will hit and like you stick and ride the wave out, but then at some point that wave like kind of dies.
yeah,
So like we were doing, like specific mission videos or something just very specific. Then we just went to like, hey, do you remember this game like,
right.
from your childhood?
More nostalgic.
Yeah, and those like started hitting crazy, like millions of views. And then we got kind of bored of just like showing off the same shit because it's like at some point you have to understand like the content is for you and for the viewer.
Right.
So like if you don't like making it, what's the point of making it? So
Sure.
my friend Vinny and I he runs it with me, which obviously we were just like bored of doing the same shit every day. So
Yeah.
we switched it, and then some of those hit, and then now we're back to like showing off those games again because what I've been researching a lot of is like, at least for TikTok, you're always trying to post to get the new viewer because the way that app works itself is like it pushes to your following, but your followers don't really matter.
Right.
So we have 213,000. We still have videos hit 3,000, 4,000 views. Like
Right. Makes no sense.
they don't push to your like. There's two. I mean, I'm sure there's 2 feeds, like
Right.
your following and then your For You.
Right.
So like everybody sits on the For You page. So
It's true.
whenever you're making videos, you're trying to like get it to that page.
Right.
So I mean, I've shown games off how many. Like you even said it. You're like,
Yes.
I've seen that Spider-Man one, but like you showed it again, and then it hit another
Yeah.
500K views. Like, so just we've been trying to just venture out into different things, but
Yeah.
anyway, getting back to the point was like I want to say we went from like 120 to 130K slowly. Like it probably took
It was like a little over a month, right? Or,
yeah, probably longer than that, even
Yeah.
like a month and a half. And normally we were averaging 10K followers a month, which
Right.
like for us, I mean, for a small niche is like really good, not for like a huge channel like
Right.
Alex Earl or whatever. She's like growing like 10,000 a day, bro.
It's insane. It's insane that we know who she is. Like,
Yeah.
think about
Well,
that.
Yeah, like
Like, I
she's
know,
from this
obviously,
town.
from Monmouth County,
Yeah.
but regardless, like, Jen said her name. I said it to you because
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like, obviously we
Well, she
follow
just
people that blow up.
yeah, she was just on my For You page. Like every other post was like, "Get ready with me." I'm like, "Who the fuck is this?"
It's insane. But
Like,
I mean, we're talking about it right now. Like she's
yeah,
doing something right.
of course. I saw how much she's charging now for a post.
It's insane.
It's sickening. But yeah. Anyway, so they just like stopped helping us grow. Like
Yeah.
at some point, I feel like not that it's like in the algorithm, but they kind of just test you. Like, are you really sticking with this?
Yeah.
Like, are you really about TikTok? Are you like just like doing it and you're gonna stop? So a lot of people get to a certain level, and then once those other videos stop pumping out like views and whatever, then like they just give up.
Right.
And I told my friend Vinny, I'm like, fuck it. Like, how long does it really take out of our day to continually like push this? We pushed through that like 2 months, 3 months, and literally the last like 2 months we grew. Like you said, I went from like 150 to like
Yeah.
220K or something like
Well,
that.
do you think people stop or people stop using TikTok?
No, I think people just give up because
Yeah.
I could tell you there were so many moments where like if I wasn't working with somebody, like if I didn't have Vinny to like just like
Yeah.
make videos fun together, I would have probably it's like very
I don't think you would have stopped.
no, I'm kind of sick. Like
Yeah,
I
you
probably
are.
would have just like kept going, but
Keep going.
yeah, I knew this motherfucker was gonna say that. That was just like a lob. I think the problem is I know I to like relate it to your content. Like James Borey was saying, like at some point, like your level just becomes like that's not good enough.
Right. Like he said, like for
It
running.
becomes comfortable.
Right.
Like it's the same with content. Like when we're not hitting 100K, like it's frustrating.
Right.
And that sounds like really
No,
ridiculous
but
to
it
say,
makes
but like
sense.
knowing that like if I average 30-40K and a video underperforms, I'm just like pissed.
Yeah.
So like just knowing that that level changes, like you become angry when it doesn't, and then
Right.
you like lose the fun of it because you're getting that like I mean everyone wants to grow, right? Like
Right.
some people post content for fun, some people don't care about the numbers, but when you start getting the numbers, you care.
Yeah.
I didn't give a fuck about any of the views
Right.
until
You started
shit hit
getting
it
views.
200-300K. I'm like, shit, like
Yeah. It's legit.
reaching out, meeting new people, because like we have a community now that joins us for streams, and like we get to meet new people with their cool stories, like
Right.
and then when it tailors off or like tapers off, whatever, it like it really messes with you, because not that like I was pissed, but it's just like the fun gets taken away from it because you're
Yeah.
focused on like, all right, I want to grow this channel.
The goal changes. Yeah.
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 But
it's
you
true.
and then through all the bullshit, you find your way back to like, okay, this is why.
I mean, what would obviously you've grown a page, so like,
Mhm.
and of course, like the kind of content I do, and then you guys are in a niche
Mhm.
thing, as far as like it's specific to a
Yeah.
type. What would you give anybody that wants to start any channel, like tips on growth as a whole?
Yeah, so something that I actually just started utilizing from the beginning of my channel that I still do. One, I mean, obviously the consistency everybody says, and that is important, but
Mhm.
there's another layer to it that a lot of people don't understand. So you can consistently post shit videos. Like,
I know
like
what you
yeah,
mean.
like they'll do better because the algorithm is like you're feeding them content. So like eventually they'll go up more.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, there's some videos that like explode that aren't very like good or whatever.
Right.
But a tool that I use specifically on TikTok, at least because it's like a trend based app. If you go to your search page, right, and you search the keyword that you're trying to search. So let's say I don't know, like bicep workouts. You type that in, right?
Mhm.
There's a filter tab, so you can filter. So what I do is I click on the filter tab. I go into you can change. There's a time frame window, and there's a specificity or like a specific topic.
Right.
So I do the most liked video within this month and this week. You can change your like categories. So then I'll study like what is trending right now in my niche or for that specific keyword that I'm trying to focus on.
Right.
So, like I said, if you type in fitness and you tab it to the most liked video, which is obviously the best performing video within this month, and you scroll that page, you'll see what is performing
Right.
successfully as to what isn't. And again, it's not like you want to focus on like you don't want to take what they're doing.
You don't want to copy, but
No,
yeah.
you don't want to copy, but like there's a success behind that video as to why it did well. Was it the
Right.
lighting? Was it the angle? Was it did they have good B-roll footage? Did they, you just take aspects from theirs and then give it your unique.
Right. You don't spin on it.
Yeah, I mean, and plenty of people start trends, you know what I mean? Like it's possible
Sure.
to do your own thing and have that work, but like when you really look into it, most people are just doing things that other people do. They
Yeah.
just find a way to either A, do it better, or B, make it unique enough to where it's like
different.
personable.
Yeah. It's true.
Like that Alex Earl girl, she's not doing anything that any other content creators don't do.
Right.
She's just personable.
Yeah. No, it's true. Yeah, you can't really reinvent the wheel.
I mean, you can. Like that's the thing. I just feel like it's more work. Like why?
True.
What's the point of reinventing the
Well,
wheel
I
when
think-
there's like there's blueprints already?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So why not? And I think this is somewhere where I lack. And you've been telling me like do vlogs, and I'm gonna start doing different stuff coming this year. But I think it's like follow the blueprint, and then kind of then you test things for yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people just are underestimating the value that, I mean, not you, but like the value that content is like
it's insane.
it's taken over.
We
the
were
world.
even just saying. I don't even know if we were recording, but like, what did that video say that Alex Earl makes per video?
Yeah, I think she's charging like $100,000 per TikTok.
Insane.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a number people want to make in a year. She's making in a fucking 15-second TikTok video. Like, I'm not saying everybody needs to sit here and post their whole life on social media.
No.
And not that everybody does, because a lot of it's the good parts anyway, right? Like, I think, of course, there's that angle of like being relatable, being real, and you'll get an audience from that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, it's crazy if you're not posting, because you have people making $100K per fucking video. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
And you have people that are terrified.
I think too, though, people are starting to understand now that like all of this video is becoming like, it used to be, heavily on YouTube, heavily on this stuff, and like it was just like a free for all.
Right.
And now everybody's getting so good at editing or so good at these things that like I feel like the attention from TV is going away.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
I mean, obviously streaming services are causing that, but like people don't, at least, a lot of our age, like no one watches TV anymore. They'll watch like TikTok, or they'll go on YouTube and like search specifically what they want.
Yeah.
Because people are tired of the bullshit. Like I don't want to sit and like try if this show is good when I can just sit and I don't know. I read another thing too where like one of the biggest addiction is changing now, and one of I don't know if this article is true or not, but it's interesting. They're saying like drugs are addicting, but something that is like taking over is like content. Like content is becoming addicting.
It's
people are like the phone dopamine receptors are changing, and
well, and I'm really really bad with being on my phone. I mean, you know, but like. But that's part of it too. That's why I like to create more than just consuming, because I think it just helps me, especially dopamine wise, and that's why I go for runs and do my things, because they're saying that like you're constantly like notification, new video, you don't like that, scroll to the next thing, you get like quick hit of dopamine. It's all day long, and it's like we're just being preconditioned to like this is it, this is all day long. And there's a whole nother rabbit hole here with like pornography and all that, but it's just like it's so much stimulus that people don't even like, you can't even like chill. People can't even go to bed at night.
No, I was gonna say, what's like really crazy that I've been noticing more frequently, just because I've been paying attention to it. I don't know if you've ever noticed, I'll be on like an app and just whatever, I'll be checking just daily shit, and I'll turn it off, and within a minute the app notifies you to get you back.
I shut all my notifications off.
No, but like I'm not even kidding, within like within a 5-minute window, you're getting a notification from the app that you were just on. Saying, even if it's like, so the way TikTok works, like we're getting thousands of likes in minutes. So like we don't get notified for every like. So the crazy part is like I'll go on, I'll see, we got whatever likes, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll close it, and then I'll get a likes notification where it's just like, this person liked your video like a minute and a half, 2 minutes later. I'm like, they want me back on the fucking app. The phone vibrates. You check it because everybody's so uptight with this phone, and boom, now you're back on the app. You're scrolling for another half hour.
It's true.
But the weird part is, I don't know about you, I don't get a lot of ads on like TikTok or Instagram. Like I know when I see
YouTube,
one, they're sponsored. YouTube, they always they implement them, but I don't know. Just interesting thing that I've been observing.
little bit of a pivot here, but
Yeah, fuck it.
so you,
Tired of talking about that shit.
well, and something else you're tired of. Are you tired of seeing my face and hearing my voice yet? We said we were gonna talk about this.
What, if I'm tired of hearing you?
I mean, bro, you see my face more than I see my face,
I
probably.
don't know about that. You
I mean,
fucking this kid's on his phone
yo,
filming himself.
That's
Filming the
crazy. No,
I
well, all right. So that's obviously a tough question. How do you feel about, like, is this what you thought? Because I know,
like
I mean, we spoke what? I don't even know when we started. May, June.
yeah, I don't know.
So, like, what did you think this would be?
Like what this would turn into.
Yeah, like, did you have any idea?
Yeah, like I would never in my life think like I'm video editing podcasts. I can tell you
Right.
that. Like, you know, obviously when we started, like who the fuck knew what it was gonna be, and who knew
Right.
if you were gonna still be doing it? Who knew? You know,
Right. A lot of doubters.
yeah. You just you just don't know. Like some people will try it out and they don't like it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like you're this far in, and it's like obviously you like it because if you didn't, you wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I think I'm also just a little thick-headed.
Yeah, I could see that, but my point is like you're spending money on it. You know what I mean?
No,
Like
it's true.
it's not like
Yeah.
you're just like
It's true.
you're
Not like a
spending
whim.
money, you're not making money off it yet. So
Right.
it's like for you to be thick-headed and just like want to do it to say you're doing it is like
Oh yeah.
just a
Well, that's
stupid
it. It's
investment
not
at this
to
point.
say I'm doing. Yeah, it's kind of just like, yeah, I enjoy it. I think it's cool, even just like having conversation with other
Yeah.
people, and it's like, especially a lot of these people I've never even spoke to before. Like,
Yeah.
I think obviously there is a big difference between like sitting down with you, sitting down with Dan, sitting down with my sister. Like, you know, people that I know, not that I've known Dan a long time, but
Yeah.
like, you could tell the people that I know, but these other people, like, I have no idea. And then sometimes you're getting into it, like Kellen Matthews, like, battle the drug addiction. Like, you're
Yeah.
just sitting there and like you see the stuff that this guy does now, and it's like, it's fucking inspiring. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's just
Yeah.
cool because your network grows.
It's
and
insane.
like it's crazy that, you know, like just even working on yours, how many clients did I get that
Yeah.
are reaching out to you to say like who edits your stuff? Like
Yeah.
I want, you know, it's like just being involved in other things you don't even realize what can even grow from it. That,
Yeah.
you know, it's just and even I mean, you wound up started what you paced Dan for
Yeah.
his 100 miler like just randomly. Like
Yeah.
I mean, not saying that it was from this
100%
but
that.
yeah.
No, but honestly, it was. And I think a lot of things, even in my life, are from being able to do this, and not even being able to, but like forcing myself to, because like you build the confidence, you stack confidence. And it's just like, if I could sit here and talk about vulnerable shit or whatever to a fucking camera,
Yeah.
and it gets posted, and of course people don't really watch, but at the same time people
No,
are
I know what you
fucking
mean.
watching.
Yeah.
So it's like, to be able to do that and just, and again, it's not like the I don't give a fuck what people think, but it's like no one's gonna stop me. And that spiraled into all like alpha,
Yeah.
pacing Dan, and then even like, again, it's, I don't really need the credibility of like, oh, again, I have no social media following, but like, you know, like, I am bold enough to put myself out there. It's made me be able to do other shit.
Well, I was gonna say the cool part is I feel like with social media, if you do it the way you want to do it, people like actually get to know you.
Yeah.
So like I feel like the weird part is like before you even meet these people, they kind of have an understanding of like who you are.
It's true.
Which again, they know that like surface level that you're
Right.
like showing them, I guess you could
Yeah.
say, but you know, there's people that like say shit to me on this channel. I'm like, oh shit, like I didn't even realize I said that like 6 months ago,
Yeah.
and they remember.
It's true.
It's a bizarre world to.
Yeah.
I
No, it's
I
true.
still like, because you know me, I'm very reserved. I'm very quiet. You put me in a room with new people, like I'm just a quiet kid. But
Yeah, me too.
yeah, yeah, okay. I mean, you were, I
Sometimes.
guess you were, but I
Sometimes.
still am.
No, I know what you mean.
And I'm not so. It's not so much that I'm shy. I'm more just reserved.
Yeah.
I'm very aware of who I'm, you know,
Yeah.
involved with or surrounded with. But like again, even like you, not forcing me, but like being like you're coming on the episode today. I'm like, all right, fuck it. Like I
Yeah.
don't care anymore. Like,
But I think it's good for you too. Like, and then
Yeah.
I mean, not even like, I mean, business wise, obviously you're growing a business out of it now, but like, just like, why not? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why not put yourself out there, make yourself a little uncomfortable? And it's not that you, I mean, you guys are in front of a camera
Yeah,
all the time anyway with
yeah.
your channel, but still, it's like a different role. But yeah, I mean, it's, I I really think a lot of people should do it. And like I've been trying to tell my sister, I think it'd be great for her, but and it's not the forcing, and I know a lot of people are hesitant to get in front of the camera, but it's like I, I really do look at it, and I've said this multiple times now, but like at some point you're not going to be here.
Yeah.
And we look at still photographs of like grandparents or parents, and it's like you're going to have videos of what these people like, a vlog of a life in the day. And it's
you
like,
think all that stuff is still going to be around?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
What do you think happens to
I
all
just
this?
have a feeling that like,
oh, here we go.
the conspiracy theories. No, I just have a feeling like some shit is just like the internet grid's gone.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't. I think it's only going to get crazier. Like I listen
But I think that's what's going to cause it to go away. Like I think it's going to hit some sort of point where it's like more harmful than good.
I think it already is.
Yeah, you think?
Well,
I think it's how you utilize it.
Right, definitely. But I do think there's like so much accessibility, and it's like we were saying before, it's just like constantly all day people scrolling, and like even think of jobs now, like you don't have to go into work, and like people have like a leg to stand on when it comes to that, where it's like, yeah, I'm not going in. Yeah. It's like, what does the company do? And that whole entire like sector says we're not going in.
Well, you know what's fucking crazy? Like I know this is such a tangent, but thinking how Twitter was still functioning with like 3 employees.
It's crazy.
Like he didn't like, what were all those people doing before he fired them all?
It's insane. No, it's
like, you know what I mean? Like
it's ridiculous.
Like it takes one kid with to know I mean Elon
to build
Musk, but
it,
I'm just saying it takes one person to know how to code or to create an empire and have it self-sustaining. Like
it's insane.
I don't know, but I just think that I don't think that all this footage is still gonna be around. I don't know. Or maybe it'll be even some crazier shit where like you input.
Well, they're already saying like, I think Zuckerberg was on Rogan, and it was like they're gonna have like chip like
in your brain.
You might get chipped, and
I don't think that shit's ever gonna happen.
I mean, they're saying you could talk like telepathically, and like it's God knows.
And then I always think, I'm like, all right, think about human error. Like you're gonna let somebody put a chip in your head who like some college kid like got an internship and is coding, like how you think about like you know what I mean? Then one day
terrifying.
You malfunction and what the fuck happens? Like
it's terrifying. Well, that also, again, another little tangent, but it makes me think of like anybody like that. So like obviously you're self-taught, you know how to edit. There's certain things, there's proof in the pudding, right? Like you clearly can edit videos good, like you could see it, there's proof. But like, even weird example, I was at the barber shop today, and I don't know, one of the barber's sons like fractured his hand, and they were like, the doctor asked the family like, do you want to put him in a cast or in a
like a soft splint or whatever?
Yeah, not even like a brace. It was like, do you want to put him in a cast or a brace? It's like, you're the doctor, bro.
Well, I think just because I broke my wrist, I think you have the like some circumstances you have the option where when they set it back, you can wear a soft brace or like a soft splint for a longer period of time, but it's not like permanently a cast.
Yeah, but it just makes me think too, like, and I've always had this thought about like, I don't know why I always go to doctors with it, but it's like, they know, but they don't really know.
No, it's a fucking test. Like, like think about it. Like, I mean, I just had like a whole scare of my grandma with like her like blood thinners.
Yeah.
Like they're just guessing. I mean, they're going like, oh, this is everything with you, like what you're on, right? Take like 30 milligrams and we'll see what happens. And then like a week goes by, she's internally bleeding. They're like, oh yeah, we need to dial that back. Like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
Like, shit is wild. Shit is wild. Like, I just feel like. I mean, I don't even know if we want to.
Who cares?
No, I was sitting here. I remember you were like, "Let's talk about some conspiracy theories." I'm like, I don't want to sound like a fucking lunatic.
No, but it is true, and I think that's a lot of things, and that's one thing. And I know this podcast is huge on fitness, but like it goes back to that where it's like, especially your health, where it's like, this is all kind of guess and check. Everything's guess and check. Everything's made up.
Well, I feel like the body's so resilient, like regardless of what, obviously I'm not knocking science. Like there's obviously reasons for Medicaid, all this stuff.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, like you said, it's more like,
it's not preventative. It's
like reactionary.
All right, now this is happening. Yeah. Now we'll guess and check and play around with like medications, and it's like, just be try and get healthy and stay fit before that. But
I think those help, those also help a lot of people depending on.
Oh no, absolutely.
So.
No, there's definitely a place for it. I just think, like, control what you can control kind of thing, where it's like, if you keep yourself as healthy as you can, and again, like, not everybody needs a 6-pack, not everybody needs, like, specific shit, but, like, just keep yourself healthy to kind of prolong, or at least
like
like
avoid.
you're not at there. Yeah, you're not forcing it at.
Because like it's funny you say that, because like I know some people personally where like they had like, I forget which diabetes it is. You can like, I think type 2 or what. One of them you can get and get rid of.
Right.
And they had it,
you
and then
like
they
cause
started
it yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they lost the weight, and then it went away. So it's like that's a whole nother fucking fucked up world. The insulin stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, people are literally like putting liens on their houses to get insulin because of like how expensive it is. But
it's crazy. That's a whole nother. I mean, while we're on this rabbit hole, what do you think? Because this is something that trips me out. What do you think happens when we die? Also, just to preface this, like, I don't do drugs. You don't do drugs.
No, I don't.
just making that very clear.
No, I feel like the title of this podcast is just gonna be random talks.
Yeah.
Because like fuck it, like we're just talking.
But I think this is a question that like gets me.
Are we doing what I want it to be, or what
a little bit of both.
What I think it would be?
Let's do a little bit of both.
All right. So personally, what I think happens is just nothing.
And that's terrifying.
Like I
can't even voice that because it scares the fuck out of me. Bro, I used to be, I don't know why, I was always in the fucking shower when I was a young kid. I was like 7, and I would be sitting there and like I would close my eyes and be like, bro, you know, when you die, this is it. Like, you just close your eyes and that's it. Everything's black. And I was like, yo, that's sick.
But you won't even have like a conscious thought knowing that, though.
So that's the thing. And I actually saw this, and it was like, well, think about the time before you were alive. You can't. Fuck that. Now I am alive. I don't want to go back to that.
Well, so here's my thing. Like, because I've just from like, you know, I'm like just nuts. I've actually had a cousin that had trouble with addiction, and he actually got revived on Narcan twice. So he's actually overdosed and actually was clinically pronounced dead, or I don't even know if it's clinically, but pronounced dead.
Yeah.
And he said that, which again, the research behind it, like the brain releases, I don't know, some like chemicals or whatever. I don't know like the specific science behind it, but he said like he saw, you know, whenever you always hear I saw a light and I spoke to God or whatever, like he said that shit was real, and like he saw things that he can't even explain and articulate in words. And knowing like ketamine research, all this other stuff, like those receptors in the brain or whatever like activate when you do those psychedelics, that's why people are like, I had a godly like experience. So again, does that mean that there is something else? I don't know. I personally just think that the lights go off and there's
you're dark.
But again, you're dead, so like how the fuck are you gonna know?
Right. Well, what do you want to happen?
See, like, I know obviously other people say like, I want to see, you know, if I did the right things, like where my life would have been, and I want to meet that guy.
I feel like you're mocking me, bro.
But you know what I mean? Like, so I've heard that story so many times. It's like, personally, I don't want to see all the decisions, like if I did this, what my life would have been.
Right.
Like, I just want to, I think a cool thing would be to like be able to reconnect with the people that you, like, even like strangers. Let's say like you wanted to meet like, I don't know, like your favorite artist or whatever, that, or somebody that you never met. Like, you can connect with people on like a different level,
like a conscious mind type level, not like a
I mean, fuck it, if you could just sit there and talk. Like, I feel like, you know, like I don't want to say like a lucid dream, you know, like lucid dreaming, like almost like you literally are like a kid with a crayon, like you create your world. Like, that's what I'd want it to be, where it's like
pretty fucking cool.
Which like it'd be cool, but like I don't know, like
can't draw, but that'd be pretty fun.
But you know what I'm saying, like like I think if you go up there and you know, we're a good person here. I think it'd be cool to be able to just like, your brain functions how it does when you sleep, where you just, whatever pops in your head, whatever you want, whatever you think, it materializes.
Yeah.
Who the fuck knows though?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. I think it's also weird that like we just go through our days and like, listen, obviously we can't sit here and just dwell on like what happens when you die, but at the same time it's like,
I actually recently
probably talk about it a little more.
I actually recently had like, I don't want to say a scare, but like some shit, just, you know, family shit's been going on the past couple months, and it's like, you sit and you're like, we as corny as it is, we do take every day for granted.
100%.
Like I wake up and I'll just be like editing a video. I'm like, what if I just literally don't wake up tomorrow? Like that was the last thing I did.
No idea.
The issue is the world is the way we've created this world is you can't live as of right now, if you don't have XYZ, you can't live every day to the fullest. Like, I'm sorry, you can't.
Well, I think
you can find happiness within each day, but you can't do exactly what you want to do every day without the financial access, without like, it's just not possible.
It's true.
And don't get me wrong, you know, I'm sure the things that you think you want to do to make you happy now, you'll do it in a week, and then it's like, well, okay, I did it.
Well, think of anything you've ever really wanted material-wise.
Yeah,
like,
you just get it.
You get it, and once it becomes like the norm, it's not that special anymore.
I think you asked about burnout, right?
Yeah,
that was your initial. So I feel like because I work so hard, I experience burnout more often. Whereas like I'll spend that 15, 20 hours within a 3-day window to edit that video to get it done for Thursday, and then I was just like, be shot. Like I don't want to do this.
You know, obviously, you know Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
So like what he kind of does is like I just work until I really don't want to.
Yeah.
And he'll take like 2 days off or something.
Yeah, well, he has the luxury to do
that. Yeah, but but like obviously on a smaller scale, but I feel like you're in a similar boat where it's like you'll go from like 5 p.m. to like 4 a.m., but then it's like the next day it's like I'm gonna chill a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, obviously the beauty of like his position is he doesn't need to do the editing anymore.
Right.
Obviously he probably has overall say over like the direction, but I feel like there needs to be a balance between I work until I like literally physically can't, and then I'm shot. Yeah. Whereas like at least if I work half that maybe, and then the next day half that, and then
you won't be so
I experience a lot of it. Like you can even ask, like there's nights where I'm just like I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And I'll text, and we'll be like, no, like can I keep doing it? I'm like, I don't know. Like, is this for me?
We talk about it. But like
it happens. I mean, it's just human nature. Like sometimes you just don't want to do shit.
Yeah.
And it's like my thing is the problem is I feel like we've like people think it's not normal to feel that way, but it's like super normal to and it's like, well, you have to do like, you know what I mean? Like people are working 9 to 5s every day and they don't want to do it. And like I'm working on this shit and it's like now it's a job. I don't sometimes want to do it.
Right.
Sometimes people just don't want to do shit.
It's not always gonna be fun.
And and that's like normal. Like
Well, I don't know. I mean, like I could compare it to like working out, right? Where it's like, I mean, I'm in another marathon prep here, and like I've just been beat up for weeks. And we were talking about it the other day, and it's like, if it's not one thing, it's been another. Like, and I don't like to bitch complain, though I did the other day, and like, but it's like even though I love running and like that's an outlet for me, like at some point, like sometimes like it's just a chore.
Yeah.
Like it's just how it goes with like, everything.
Fuck.
What?
It's like fuck, I gotta do this.
Yeah, bro. Like the other day, like I was hurting. Like it would have been dumb to run the 14 miles on the day I had it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I moved things around to make it work at least so my body could feel a little better. But like even that day came where I felt a little better, and now I had the 14, and I was like,
yeah.
But like you just do it and you stack the win, and then after, I'm not gonna sit here and say like my body felt great, but your mind's like, fucking did that.
Yeah. Like well, it's different. Like I feel like physical activities different when like I'm just like mentally burned. But I know what you mean. Like regardless, like I just have to get it. If I don't do it,
it's not getting done.
Who else is going to do it? So it's like you kind of know how to just talk to that voice in your head that's like, I don't want to do anything. It's like, well, find a way to shut that voice up and just do it.
Yeah, it's true. We'll just do like that. Sometimes
just do it.
Yeah, no, but like even sometimes it's like just find that little thing. Like if you need to do a whole YouTube video, it's like just do the thumbnail. Like start there, just stack it. It's like, oh, I just got that done. It's like now all I have left is that, and it's you just keep piecing together. Yeah,
and it's just hard to. I feel like a lot of things that people don't talk about and where burnout does come from is if you are consistent on like a social media platform with content, the creativity, like I get burnout through creativity where it's like, what the I'm posting 3 times a day for a year and a half or coming up on, it's like, what am I, you know what I mean? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, it's a video game. You know,
Right.
how much can I?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I have so many different things, Easter eggs, but it's like get to a point where it's just like, what the fuck?
Right.
Like,
Well, that even goes back to you, where it's like, you know, and we were talking about it before we hopped on, where it's like you might switch up as far as like
yeah,
going to board games, going to movies, because it's like you need new, because you
yeah,
need fun
I'm
to
bored.
like,
Yeah, bored.
exactly. No, it's true. I definitely feel that, and I've been saying it to you, and it's something that I need to follow. But it's like if you do 80% of your content like your content, 20% of the time, like just try something new, and then
Yeah.
that new thing might hit, or you might enjoy it, and it's like fuck it.
Right. Well,
Do
that's like my new angle where it's like, you know what? If these videos don't do well, but I enjoy making them, like, and like you
Yeah.
said, if I'm losing growth,
Right.
obviously, then you gotta kind of have to decide: do I want to grow the channel or have fun? Which, like,
Right.
the whole purpose of this was to have fun. So,
Right.
but yeah, if you're implementing it here and there ever so slightly, like, people might really like it, like you said, and then
Yeah.
you grow a whole other base.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, and then even for me personally, because like obviously the numbers are way different. It is a different field, but like the numbers are way different. I think I focus more on like what I want and
Yeah.
more fun for me than like
Than, like,
obviously we said
the
than the content
consumer.
as a whole. Yeah, because I'm kind of like telling my story, so it's kind of like
Yeah.
this is how I want to tell it. But yeah, I know what you mean, and there are things I'm gonna implement, and I'm gonna switch it up somewhat. But even that, like I think of the other night, had a long day. I was up at like I don't even know, like 5. Did a workout in the morning, worked, did a bunch of stuff, and then it was nighttime, and I randomly reached out. I saw it was a buddy's birthday, one of my ex-girlfriends from college's roommate's boyfriend's birthday, and I love this dude. He's a great dude. His
Okay.
name's Nick too, and but again, this goes back to what you were saying, where it's like people just randomly hit you up, and it's like he was one of those kids like never really like he's on social media, but like it wasn't like he's not about like he's about it, but it's not like his life. Like which I always kind of now envy people like that, where it's like they could kind of give a fuck less if they have their phone. You know what I mean? Like that's so cool to me. But it is it's fucked up as it sounds. It's cool.
Need, like,
yeah, now I'm kind of like
mean, I'm pretty good with that. I'm on it to do what I have to do,
right,
and then I'm off.
Yeah.
So I'm never really on.
Yeah, I think I need a fucking in the morning though. I do. I take like at least an hour or two without my phone every morning, and it's like
Yeah, see, I check. That's something I need to change. I check in the morning. I wake up. I check how I did, how my channel performed. I'll answer people that responded, and then I'm done for the day. Until I'm post for the
I'm always
times.
up at least an hour without my phone in my hand, and I used to do it before bed, but I fell off with that. I got to get back to that too. But yeah, so anyway, this dude, it was his birthday. Reached out to him and just had a convo and was like, oh, whatever. And he was like, yo, I was actually going through something, like as far as I think he was sick or something, and like wasn't feeling it working out wise. And he's like, yo, I actually saw a clip from your podcast. I was like, yo, what
the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, bro, like that's fucking insane. Like, cause it's like, of course, like he has a phone, we follow each other on social media, but like he's not really someone that's on social media. So it's like between like him and like my uncle didn't really have anything encouraging to say, but like it's still funny, like bro, like the people see it, but like even that, like, you know, the kid was going through like whatever he was going through, obviously, and it's like just to be like any source of like inspiration is like that's why this all started. So it's like because like I saw what it did for me, and it's like it's just fucking cool.
I was gonna say, what, like, being this far in, what do you feel like was the hardest thing to, like, do you feel like the hardest part was to just get in front of the camera and start telling people your story, or do you feel like it's more so like repetition, like sometimes I repeat myself? Like, what do you feel like is the hardest part about having a podcast so far? Is it getting guests? Is it like,
I think once you start rolling, no matter who you are, if you have like a couple episodes done and like people could see that, and that you've had a guest on, and that like listen, am I the best speaker in the world? No, but like am I saying completely outlandish shit that's gonna like
you're not trying to go viral, like you're just
right. And I'm also not like anybody I would have on, like it's not gonna damage your image kind of thing,
right?
Like, you know what I mean? Like I like, you know, I do curse, but like outside of that, no. But you know what I mean? Like, so like I think people see it now, and like whoever I kind of reach out to is usually pretty receptive, and they're like, yeah, of course. And like you said, people love telling the story, and that is what this is about.
But like, what was the hardest thing though? Like, and obviously, regardless of the technical
no,
editing,
so I was just
like,
saying
that aside, having me do all that.
I think guest wise is probably the easiest, and I'm it actually helped with that because now I'm not scared to ask like
Anybody
for help or even just for like, yeah, like, hey, you want to come on? Because it's like, what are they gonna say? No or not answer? Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm trying to help you as much as I'm trying to help me. We're all trying to grow. But yeah, I honestly, so for probably over a year, I wrote happy birthday to everybody every single day, and I posted motivational shit in the morning.
Okay.
So that was like, okay, I could be consistent on social media, but I used to do TikToks. I don't even know if you know this. I used to do TikToks talking into my phone.
Okay.
Of like, and bro, it was like some corny shit. I should have threw myself in group chats, bro. But like, I felt it, and like, it was COVID. I wasn't around anybody. I was just taking a bunch of motivational shit, and I really felt it, and like, I was just in a really good place. So like, I was trying to spread positivity, and so like, I would post those, but like, and that goes back to it where it's like, yeah, it is. It was getting in front of the camera and actually posting it everywhere.
Why do you feel like positivity has always seemed as corny? Is it because most people are negative?
I think most people are negative, and then it's also like
I'm just trying to figure out the reasoning, you know? Not, I just find it interesting. Like, why do other people see positivity? Is it the way it's portrayed? Is it the you know what I mean? I feel like because most people aren't happy, that when they see that content, they automatically try and find something.
Well, it's easy
negative.
To bash.
Like, I just don't know why. Like,
man, I don't know.
That's something that
it's easy to hate people doing things.
It's easy to hate people doing things, you said?
I think.
Because I can't sit here and act like I've never like seen something and was like, oh, that's corny.
Yeah.
But it never gets to the point of where I have to, like, I never cross that level where it's like I need to now like make fun of somebody for it, or
I know what you mean.
Like, fuck it, like they want to, like, I'm a prime example. I'm a video game nerd. You know what I mean? Like, people probably say shit about what we do all the time. I just don't care, and I never cared about that other person.
Yeah.
Whatever they want to do, fitness. Like, I don't.
No, it's true.
I don't know why. And like, Gary Vee talks about it all the time. He's like, I just don't understand the, like, again, news, like, negative, everything, like, negative sells. And I don't know if it's because it's that fear and that, like, it gets to you easier than, like, if things are going good, you're happy.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if things are unsettling, you're more attentive. Or,
well, I think even just not even positivity, but I think people putting anything out there and just being in front of people's faces on screens, on different platforms, on social media as a whole, it's like just easy to hate. Like, it's so easy.
But it's easy to support too, and that's why I don't understand.
Hating's more. It's
like more like, again,
easier to hop on the bandwagon. I know, agree.
But that's my point. Like, why it's so interesting to me. Like, okay, it's easy to do either. So why is it that most people take that route?
It's just a negative fucking world, honestly, which is sad. But then I think it was the initial like, fuck, like, I'm gonna post this on Instagram where
everyone will see.
My friends are gonna see this, or whoever I went to high school or middle school or whatever with, everyone's gonna see this, and like, whether they pay attention or not, you know they're seeing it.
So that's like, the hardest part. Just like,
I think that was just like the initial. But you know what, too, and like, honestly, like, you made it easier, and like making it like a legit like production of like a podcast, like, made it easier. Like, if I did it by myself, like, I don't know if I would have had the confidence going in. Like, it kind of made it a little more legit. You know what I mean? Where it's like if I had to edit my own shit and it looked like crap, I would have fucking be like, fuck. Like, I don't know if I want to post that.
And the time, the learning curve.
Well, you know what, too, honestly, that I think now that, like, that might have helped build a little more confidence too going in. Like, it's like, well, I self-taught myself that and whatever, but I think there is a level of being able to like delegate that is also like a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you feel for you? Because like, you were in the same boat when it came to starting the channel and posting you guys, and especially like, and I personally don't think so. You've said it before where it's like some of the videos are like, you know, people could be like, oh, that was like cringe or whatever.
Oh no,
but
bro, I've been cringe.
No, I know you say that, but like, yeah, but at the same
No,
time,
you
it's like
could go back.
yeah, I know what you mean, but I
Dude, I
don't
put on a
agree.
Batman.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah,
Dude,
but
I put
people,
on eye black and
all
a
right,
Batman helmet and said, "I am Batman. I am
fair,
vengeance,"
fair, but guess
for the
what?
Batman movie.
But you know what's wild, and this is something I've thought about before, and it's funny that's coming up. But like, think of like Matthew McConaughey or fucking Robert Pattinson was just Batman, right?
Yeah,
Bro, he just dressed up as fucking Batman too.
I know,
Of
but
course, he's getting paid. It doesn't
I
fucking
know,
matter.
and technically I'm getting paid to do it as well. But like,
So
nah. But again, like I went in with it knowing that it was that, so like
yeah,
I just fully sent it, like because I just don't
why
care.
not? Yeah,
But I would say the hardest thing for me, it wasn't even getting in front of the camera, although you can see I've become more comfortable with
yeah,
it throughout the journey. Mine was like the ideas, like
yeah,
tackling what is gonna help me articulate what I want to get across to the
right.
viewer like the easiest way, because video games is very difficult. Like what am I gonna do? Just show the game.
It's true.
So we did that in the beginning, it didn't work. Then we started becoming creative with it, doing different things, challenges, and now we're back to showing it. So like I don't know. I just think like yeah, it's good to just start, but
Yeah,
also I think it wasn't even the nerves. It wasn't like I don't want to be in front of the camera. It was none of that. It was more so just like you don't realize what's good and what's bad in the beginning.
yeah,
And even making music, like I have the funniest experiences with that, because when you start and you like finally start making like tracks, not even good, but
yeah,
like just music, you're like, this shit is great. And
yeah.
like I've sent beat packs to like high up artists, like thinking it was good, and going back now listening, be like, what the
Yeah.
fuck was I doing?
Like you said, there's like levels. There's a learning curve.
Yeah, but then like, but again, you go in with like, anything new, you just don't know, so you
Right.
do it. And at least with music, I was very confident because I could play the instruments, but I didn't know how to work the software to make it like sound good to
Right.
the ear. Whereas like video games, like how could you not know how to do it? But then I just feel like with the time you go back and see like this is where I didn't do right, or this is what I could have changed, this is
Yeah.
what I could do better.
Yeah.
And I think the initial of just me not knowing how to articulate, because again I'm not good with I'm not a talker. I I make music, so it's like I'm a quiet kid, introverted,
Yeah.
shy, reserved. Not if you know me, but I
Right.
mean this is not me. Like I don't
Right.
sit in so I'd always just use like music, and I started now I'm on social media, and it's
Yeah.
like I have to be like a, not that I put on an act because I'm me.
Right.
I'm just more open on there now.
Yeah. No, I know what you
And
mean.
people could like it or hate it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. No, I think, and something else we were going back to, which was like, I think everybody has something that they could post about. And like you said, of course, it might not be millions, but you could probably monetize it, make something, or at
Yeah.
least get a free something for whatever that niche is. And like,
Mhm.
I always think, obviously, like health and wellness. And it's like, if you really like a specific brand and you promote it enough, and you could probably get like even if you get like a free protein powder a month, it's like you're saving yourself money. In
Yeah.
turn, it's money you're not spending. Like,
Yeah, but you're trading in your time.
100%. But I think everybody has something. Like, even I think of like my older sister, who's like an introvert as well. She's got more outgoing as she gotten older, but like even her, like she's obsessed with, I mean, we're all obsessed with my nephew, but she's like she's making content about my nephew, and it's so
Yeah.
funny because it's like someone I would have never thought would really post on social media, and now it's like content for my nephew. But like everybody has something, and I'm not saying that everybody has to post, but
Right.
you probably could.
Yeah, I think in terms of like, you just need to you need to want to do it, because
Yeah.
like you said, when you're sitting here thinking like, oh, I could get free shit, like I used to think of that, but then what bothered me was knowing how much a company can make off of
True.
like, oh, we'll give you a free hoodie, but like they post that video and it goes, like we worked with a company that, I mean, I won't go into details, but we post their product, it got 200,000 views, so like I can't even imagine the sales they made.
Oh yeah.
And they gave us free product like that.
Right.
To me, that was like, that changed my perspective of like, no, I'm providing a service now. I'm essentially a commercial at this point. So
Right.
like, fuck you. Like now I'm
Yeah.
getting paid. So that's why it's like, in the beginning, yeah, I took free product, all that. Now we charge, but like, I don't think that if you're going in to like purposely make the money, like you have to also enjoy the process
Oh,
of
yeah.
creating. And
That's what I'm saying. That's why you got to do
Yeah,
some
yeah.
about something you enjoy, and
Yeah.
it's like it's a win-win. Like, you're helping the brand, you're helping yourself, you're building a brand. Like,
Yeah.
it is what it is. And it goes back to something else too, where you were saying, like, if you're bashing people for posting and like trying to do something, you're a clown. Because it's like, you're not doing any. It's so easy to hate from the couch.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know what you mean. Like, you have to respect people just for getting out
just
there.
for trying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying you don't even have to support people, but to actually hate people is insane.
Oh yeah, to like openly. I mean, even if you send it in a group chat, I think it's funny sometimes.
100%,
like,
dude. Even I was telling you, like, we post shorts on YouTube, and like those kids were, bro. I was laughing at the comments they were making fun of me, like, because that also is like, and not to be like I'm some sort of fucking like anything, but like, I thought it was funny. Like, it was actually funny.
No,
like, like, obviously these people don't know me, so like the hate behind the computer is crazy, but it was funny shit.
The one girl came to your rescue.
Oh yeah,
she
and then
said,
somebody
like,
defended you. Yeah, but it's just funny though. Like, that is funny, and I will give them that. And that's like.
Well, I find, I mean, not that we get a lot of hate, but when we do, it's actually funny because I saw a thing on Gary Vee forever ago, and it was like, even if somebody hates on you, respond positively to them.
Yeah.
And we've been responding to some people would be like, this dude like is stuck in 2005 or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And like, they're just trying to be funny.
Right.
And I'll be like, hey man, appreciate you for seeing the video. Like, you know, blah, 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 blah. And then they'll be like, oh, I was just trying to be funny. Like, I actually like your page.
Yeah.
Like, we've had multiple people that when you interact with them and you like, you're just nice with them. Because like, it's not even about like converting them or like, or like proving them. Like, because honestly, we do it because we want people to remember like good memories.
Right.
So, so many people are like, nah, dude, like I was just messing. Like, I didn't mean to actually mean it that way. Like, I love your page. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then like, boom, they follow. And it's like,
it's true.
It's like they're just trying to be, some people are just trying to be funny.
Well, I think too, it's like, I mean, listen, if you're just a random person hating, you have deep-rooted issues. But like, if I think it's like friends and those kind of people that really eat people up, and that's obviously who's everybody's concerned about, because you don't know the random person watching your video.
Yeah, you don't give a shit. That,
right.
You know,
like, he sends it into a group chat where you'll never know. That's never somebody's concern. It's always like the group chat of like that you used to be in that you're like, oh shit. But at the same time, it's like, you're not in the group chat. Who gives a fuck? Like, you don't know.
Like, you know what? Like, it is what it is, man.
100%.
Like, people are gonna make fun of people. 100%. It's just like human nature.
Another thing that's wild isn't, and we talked about some numbers before, but it's like, even 2,000 people see an Instagram reel. Bro, could you imagine if you had 2,000 people in a room and you were speaking and they're listening to what you're saying? It's 2,000 people. Even if it's 100. That's insane.
It's wild because I often think about like all the millions of views that we've gotten and thinking like I could never, the way I am, I could never stand in front. I think the biggest speech I gave was in front of like maybe 1,000 people, maybe.
It's funny that you're the introvert and you've spoken in front of 1,000 people or whatever, and you just like, bro, like I would run, you know, like it comes to like reading in a class, it's like I used to count how many people are ahead of me, and then like I go to the bathroom.
Yeah, and
so like I didn't have to read.
Didn't have to, yeah.
Then it was like presenting projects, like I would fake sick or like, oh, like I got to go to the nurse. Like I got out of all of that, and now I do like this shit. Like it's just
no,
it is different, but like
you.
Just
I feel like funny. I feel like this. We have the comfort of like it'll get like if I say something stupid, like it'll be edited.
Yeah, no, it's true. I don't even honestly. I never even worry about that. Like I kind of like, and I think I could actually get up and like speak in front of people now, about what God knows. But like, I don't know.
I feel like when I'm doing these, I'm more calm. Obviously, like knowing that
you could be in your own surroundings, like you.
Well, kinda... even if I'm even if I'm somewhere and even speaking to someone important, I just feel like the difference is like now that I live stream, that's a whole different animal.
Yeah, but I feel like you don't say anything fucking wild.
No, but my point is like
you can't undo it.
Yeah, and it's just I don't know, it's bizarre. Like knowing that like I'm sitting in this room and there's like 100 people just like, watching me. It's like I know I made it sound really creepy,
I know what you mean,
but like it's the case. Like obviously it's just me playing a game, but
well, it's not your OnlyFans. Oh my God. But I mean, good spot to wrap it up.
Yeah, I think so.
Appreciate your time as always. Honestly, I appreciate the whole thing, because without it, this fucking thing would.
I mean, hey, you wouldn't have this
burn.
week's interview.
What?
You wouldn't have this week's interview.
No, I'd have nothing.
I just had to be here just because you're slacking.
No, I could have had some people. Could have had some people, but obviously we said this, and I don't know. I always have fun with these, especially the in-person ones are always better.
Yeah, it's better than the Zoom.
Yeah. So.
Well, it's cool to do Zoom with people you don't know. Like,
no, yeah, but
reach out to people that are in other states. But
absolutely.
I know in person is different.
It's cool.
Feeling.
If I could do everyone in person, I definitely would. But yeah,
all right, man.
Honestly, appreciate it all.
Yep.
Later, brother.